the famous Deutsche Stammherd, I'll read it to you. I just want to say, this book I recommend you get. One of his earliest books, Generation to Generation. It's a book in my early days on Shlichus. They used to encourage people to read. There were mamish a handful of English books in 1981. Mamish. Today.
Not in print anymore, but maybe they'll reprint it. But
It's not in print anymore. It is beautiful. Anyway, especially for parents being mechanech children, it's a lot about his upbringing in his father's home. Just beautiful. And written so warmly and so humbly. Okay, story, the famous Moishe, Rabbi of Rochitz. So he once stayed overnight in an inn. The next morning, he asked the innkeeper, the clock that was in the room, another Moishe, where's this clock come from? Because every time it chimed the hour, I felt a surge of elation. And so much so I couldn't restrain myself. And I got out of the bed and I'm dancing for joy. So the innkeeper says the clock belonged to a traveler who had no money to pay. And he left the clock as a pledge and said he would redeem it on his way back, and he hasn't redeemed it yet. So Rabbi says, was this person maybe a descendant of a connection to the Chayzer of the Blin? This could only belong to the Chayzer. This I can't tell you for certain, said the innkeeper, the Maisa not. But now that you mention it, he did say, I'm thinking, Zayda was the Chayzer of the Blin. So the Rabbi said, I knew it must be so, and explained what happens. Usually the clock is a depressing instrument, but it's telling you how many moments of your life have passed and that are irretrievable. And each time the clock chimes, you're thus made aware that another second of your life is gone forever. And that's a depressing thought. Not so with the clock of the Chayzer of Lublin. Each time the clock chimed, it indicated we're a moment closer to Mashiach's coming. And this is a clock that brings Psudas Tevis. And it was elating. It brought me to Simcha rather than depressing. And I should say that that's the clock, the Rebbe's clock, by which we need all to live. Have a wonderful day. Psudas Tevis.
Shkoyach.
Rabbi.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. Gesundheit.